Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Refreshing and goes down smooth. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you. Yes.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
You could win one of 2 trips to see Banana Ball live. Purchase 2 Body Armor products, use Let's Go rewards, and you're entered to win. Right now, Body Armor is buy one, get one for $1 with Let's Go rewards. Start getting those entries in. Let's go.
Around here, toughness isn't talked about. It's lived.
Matt Wagner with the one-handed catch down.
Early mornings, late nights.
Julian Bowen with 4.
Work that doesn't make the highlight reel.
Same mindset, different uniform.
This is the blue-collar grit, earned, not given.
Tough days don't stop us. They build us.
McMillan shoots and scores.
For the workers who don't back down, Ford doesn't either.
Shannon fires.
Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Bronco Bronco Nation? Welcome on into a live edition of Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. My name is BJ Rains. We got Jay Tust here as well. And Jay, it's a little chilly, but the rain has finally stopped for the first time in a couple of days here in Lawrence, so not terrible. I'm going to switch sides with you, by the way, too, if you don't mind. I meant to do that before the show.
Did you say here and where?
What did I say? What did I say?
Lawrence.
Oh, you know what? That's funny. Feels like Lawrence, Kansas, college town.
I did see your guy, fellow Kansas alum, I believe.
Logan Brantley?
No,
which one?
not him. But I guess so. Sure, him too, for that matter.
Oh, Don Moe.
Yeah, a little cool today. But I will say this: the temperature is actually like, it's about what it was day one, but without the breeze or like even the rain or anything like that. It actually doesn't feel that bad.
Hopefully you can hear us okay, see us okay. And yes, I'm actually planning a trip. Maybe we got to turn the volume. There you go. Maybe they didn't hear it because my volume was on 1. So there you go. All right. Sorry about that, folks. We should
chase your day for the win.
Yes. No, I might try to go back for the Mizzou Kansas game this year because they moved it to a Friday. Boise State, Memphis. Can we get a night game for that? Maybe I can make it back. But all right, sorry about that. It was a little low. Jay, we got some basketball news you want to get to. Transfer portals going on. We got football, but another day out in full pads today. And how about Zeke Martinez? Who says quarterbacks can't tackle?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
One-on-one tackling drill. Now, you'd think Bowen Phelps would be tackling Zeke Martinez, but no, the other way around. And not sure we'll see either of those things happen in a game-like scenario, but you hope Bowen Phelps is carrying the ball and gets a pick or something.
Either way, Zeke's a tough dude, man. He's just kind of a gamer. He was mostly a 4-year starter over at Meridian High School for the Warriors. Won a bunch of games for them there, and he's just kind of a little gamer, if you ask me.
Jordan Morales, been loving the transfer portal updates. Need our Boise Airport TSA guys keeping the eyes out for the Birdo pickups. That's one way to get to it. We will get to the basketball news. Yeah, Lazarick Houston picking Washington State. We'll get to all that kind of stuff. But we're outside football practice. It's still going on right now. We only got Jay for a limited amount of time. Who's the one-on-one today?
Actually, we're all getting him, but I'm just going to get him really quick for a one-on-one. Roman Kaywood.
Okay.
I'm really excited about his season coming up. I think his true freshman year, he was a little banged up, dealing with injuries, took a big step forward last year, made one of the biggest plays of the season down at Utah State when Boise State came up with that stop on 4th and 2. That was a play where the Aggies quarterback was, batting like 80, almost 900 in those situations, right? And Roman was one of the guys that lowered that batting average a little bit and got a big stop, and Boise State goes on, rallies back to win by 1 on the road in Logan, and they go on to win a Mountain West title.
Coach D down. I got to watch that clip again. Did Coach D take a tumble?
Yeah. That was the funny thing here is watch here, follow the celebration, because as Zeke gets thrown, but hey, Coach D looked pretty nimble right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Somebody threw him into him. Was that
is that TV? No, I can't really tell. That might be Killings as well. I can't really.
Yeah, my screen's a little dirty.
That's all right. But somebody got a little excited.
Hey, that was the very first period of practice. Get the energy going right out from the start. Another day in full pads today. And Jay, like I said, that was one of many drills, but live periods, tackling periods, like yet again a Tuesday, starting the week off. There, it's been the storyline of camp, and I know we're kind of beating a dead horse almost at this point, but it's a big deal.
I do think it's a big deal, and I think that the intensity, the energy, all of that is heightened this year. I really do feel like it's. If I'm being honest, there's a little more yelling. It definitely feels like there's a sense of urgency, even though we're 5-6 months away from that season opener. So. It's been fun to follow this team so far this spring.
And we've talked a lot about the competition periods too, where they kind of most guys get a break, and they're getting their water break, but instead of just a straight break, they have a little fun out there. And
I love that.
Early in camp, Spencer Danielson would say who the offensive guy is, who the defensive guy is. The last couple of practices, they've started allowing the defensive player or whoever the player is to go call out somebody from the other team. And today, Spencer was like, no, don't just yell it. Get over there and go get your guy. Yeah. Tell him you want a piece of him. So the player would go across the court or field, pick his guy, go out there for one-on-one
go across
reps.
The court in Lawrence.
Yes. If you missed it earlier, I think I am going to try to go to the Kansas-Mizzou game because it got moved to Friday on week 2.
I'm sorry for having some fun with you.
Yes, I don't know why
it was pretty cool though. I agree with you. Pretty cool. I love that. Because we had the one-on-ones and stuff that we would watch during fall camp, but this is something that's kind of new.
Yeah.
And the moment they like break into this, this period or portion of practice, you hear everybody on the sidelines just yell like, "Be ready," because you don't know if your number is going to get called.
And if it does get called, who are you calling out from the other side?
And now all of a sudden, you got to go call out one of your buddies. So, it's been cool.
And to see who they call out too, because are you a guy that's are you gonna call out a guy you think you can? Yeah, do you want the hardest one to go against, or do you want a guy that all right, I have a chance to score on him or however? And it seemed like most guys, I don't know how much detail we're supposed to get into, but guys were calling out, stars on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, I think that they were wanting a piece of the best, so it was fun to watch. And as Spencer pushes the competition and all that stuff, I think it's obvious, BJ, but I think it's also something that you're developing, some instincts, some intangibles there. Like it's getting ingrained into the fibers of these guys and how they're going to compete, where you better be ready to go.
Yeah.
And you better want a piece of the best on your way there.
Yeah. Again, practice 9 today out on the blue, had the scrimmage on Saturday, which is obviously full pads, very physical. And then here they are 2 days later, right back out in full pads again. And I can't wait, Jay, till after camp is over to see if we can get some sort of, I'd love to know if they're willing to say this, but like how many live quote unquote reps they got maybe this spring compared to others. And I know the backups they're talking about are already getting more than they've ever had in the history of like a whole season. And they're getting them, because they did it again today where they split off into the two sides. You have the 1s and 2s over here, 3s and 4s over here. It's fun, but it's kind of tough for us because your head's on a swivel trying to watch everything.
Choose.
And the coaches too, I'm sure they just have to watch twice as much film.
Yep.
But to have 2 live periods going at once, I mean, guys like Jackson Taylor, Cash Herrera, even a guy like Akeem Wright, I saw him, maybe the receivers, like all their linemen, every single, when you have twice, twice as many guys are out there at once, you're going to get twice as many reps.
Okay.
And so I think it's been huge.
You brought up a name that I actually think is interesting. And I think that, you're seeing the benefits of this play out. So we were talking with Nate Potter, the offensive coordinator, yesterday, and he brought up Akeem Nitro Wright, right? And it was just funny too, by the way. Like, what an awesome nickname. But I loved like BJ. Hey, how about Nitro in the first? You're sitting in the front row of the press conference. What are we thinking Nitro? We're watching American Gladiators? Nah, just Boise State.
And you
football.
know what? I was actually mad at myself because I don't do that. I hate calling guys by nicknames. Like I'm not friends with them. I don't know them. That's a pet peeve I have, though. It's one of those just dumb. Like I call them by their names. Like
what if that ends up as his name on the roster though? He likes to go by Nitro.
And it's funny you bring that up because as soon as I said it, I said, "What am I doing?
Whatever.
His name's not Nitro.
Anyways,
his name is Akeem Wright.
Okay,
like, come on." But yes,
we're venturing from the point here.
That is a heck of a nickname.
It is, but we're venturing from the point. My point is that you hear so often some of these young guys or even JC guys. It takes time.
Yep.
Right. And what that really means is it takes reps. And by splitting these guys up into reps and making sure that really the 3s and the 4s on one end of the field are just getting as many reps as the 1s and 2s on the other end of the field. And I know sometimes they kind of like mix it up a little bit, but now all of a sudden you're seeing a guy like Nitro or Akeem take some big steps. And Nate pointed that out yesterday. Yep. Like it took him a week or so, but now he's really getting the hang of it. I think he did too. And again, these added reps, some of the modifications they've made at practice, I think you're seeing a guy like him who needs the reps to get up to speed at this level, all of a sudden now starting to, hit the nitro, if you will.
Receiver. I mean, that is a group that had a lot of questions. And you mentioned Akeem Wright. I mean, Morris coming in and obviously Rashawn Jones. And then you throw in, some of the other returners, Bates,
Quentin Brown.
And Cash Williams is getting a chance to do some things too.
Yeah.
So, I know the whole thing is it's spring ball. It's not a depth chart, whatever, but I do think you can read into where some guys or what team they're with. And I know we can't say a lot of that, but we can at least infer into some of that. And by the way, it's a little chilly when that sun goes behind the clouds. I do wonder, like Johnny looked at me, he's like, are the starting wide receivers going to be Wright, Morris, and Jones? Like, can't forget about Ben Ford. He's going to be a big part of this. But I mean, suddenly, and I'm not, again, it's 8 practices. Today is practice 9, but I guess I'm seeing some that maybe I'm seeing some things from some of these new guys that maybe the receiver position isn't going to be quite the question mark that I thought it was going to be coming into camp.
We can't name names, but we'll throw Johnny Mallory under the bus for the question.
Well, those 3 were not all working with the first team. I think those 3 were not all with the first team.
It's Tuesday.
Yes. I think he meant just the plays they're making in practice, things like that. And is there a chance all 3 newcomers end up being? They're all going to be in my mind key contributors. They obviously went out, had an area of need. Did something to address it. But I from what I've seen 8-9 practices in, I'm I'm not ready to say it's the best receiving core in the Pac-12, but I'm not quite as concerned as maybe I was going into the spring.
I kind of agree with you. I feel like I like this group a little bit more than even last year's group. And, you know, I think when it comes to attitude and effort and honestly, like even body language and things like that, I just feel like as a group, it looks good. It looks good. And I'm not trying to imply anything, but I do think in sometimes, you know, there can be addition by subtraction or whatever. And I like this group. You know, I think that they'll miss, you know, Latrell Caples and his leadership. And we saw Chase Penry make big catches down the stretch for this team last year. I mean, 3rd and long was basically 3rd and Penry. Chase made a number of monster plays, even in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. So, like, they're absolutely going to miss those guys. I'm not saying that, but I think there's other guys like, you know, I like the way the room looks right now. I like the attitude, the energy, the effort, and it just feels like they're moving in a good direction.
And I got a couple videos that I forgot to put in here that while we're talking, I will show. But I thought the new wide receivers coach, obviously a lot of talk about Alvis Whitted, but there's so much hype right now about Jones. But there was a play during the individual periods where he basically made Jones go back and do a very easy drill again because it wasn't exactly to the standard that he wanted it. And so I do think that's an element too, is new wide receiver coach in all this.
That very well could be it. And a different voice, a different message, a different way of coaching things. And I'm not even saying one's right, one's wrong or anything like that. But I just think that sometimes when you mix up the message, maybe it hits a little bit different. And obviously Alvis has a tremendous track record. I mean, he's played in the NFL, played with the greats, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, other guys too. I think Keenan McCardle and when he was in Jacksonville. I mean, he played with a wide receiver. But now he's doing it at the college level where he's got a ton of experience too. And this is just – I also think, BJ, the reason why maybe this group is kind of standing out is because you also feel like this is a group that can really take off this year, right? And like last year, Latrell led this group with 617 receiving yards, I think. He also had a team high 51 catches. Man, I definitely think that this group has a guy on this team that will exceed those numbers. And even after Latrell, the drop-off was 30 catches. I know Chris Marshall had 30 catches. Maybe Chase Penry was somewhere kind of in that range too. I just think that a reason why this group is standing out is because I think you can anticipate this group is also going to make a big step. I added it up the other day in a post we threw out there on social media, BJ, but 65% of the receptions off last year's team are moving on, including the top 5 guys on the receptions leaderboard.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's still a question mark, but I mean, you see right there making a nice catch over the shoulder. I mean, Cam Jones, another guy we haven't even mentioned, is a guy that, you know, another recruiting site, not ours, said he was transferring, and yet, you know, he's still on the roster. And so, I think that the wide receiver position certainly is an interesting one for me. Anything else football-wise stand out to you? I know you got to get back to practice here in a little bit, but what you know, I mentioned the defense, and by the way, I do have the full drill. We could show a little more of that tackling drill. That was one play with Zeke Martinez making the tackle. Now, this was not the same drill they did. Whoops, wrong one. This was not the same drill they did. What do you call it? Last year, where it was just straight one-on-one tackling, full go, full blast. This was a get them to the sideline type drill, and it's a little different. But again, full tackling. Bowen Phelps, all these defensive guys. Anything else as I wait for this video to load here defensively that you've noticed from practice today?
I mean, Jaden Virgin Morgan looks like an absolute tank, man. Like he looks like a guy that's, I mean, you just look at him. I mean, obviously we know that the production has been there throughout his career, but you know, this time a year from now, we're going to be talking about where he's going to be going in the NFL draft, in my opinion.
By the way, this is one of my favorite drills in practice because a lot of it's running through a cone. It's monotonous stuff. They get out here in full pads, and this was period 1.
Yep.
I mean, I was at the other end of the field, and I saw this start, and I said, okay, I got to go get down to the other end of the field and get in position here because this, again, fall camp, it's more of a head-on. You can go either way. This way, they have to go to the sideline, so it's kind of known a little bit. And so it wasn't as many like big hits and things, but certainly a nice drill to improve your tackling.
We saw Kyle Hall a little bit earlier in this. I like his size, his physicality, the safety position. I think he's been fun to watch this year or this spring so far. I think that Travis Anderson's another guy that's destined to make a big step. And I mean, you look at his physicality and things like that. I think he's a very, very intriguing player for this defense. And I don't know. I think that you look at the inside and those guys are developing. Excited to see another year of David Latu on this defense and see if he can stay healthy. But Davin Hill right there. You know, I think Timothy Mitchell, 39, by the way, he had a couple of nice tackles during live periods and things like that. So it's been fun to kind of get to see and understand some of these guys.
By the way, on some comments coming in, they're enjoying your haircut, Jay, with the fresh cut, somehow looking even better than normal. Didn't know that was possible.
What up, Chad Boca?
And then that's a Boise. Now you're a Boise State staff member haircut right there.
Yeah, man, I had to hype Chad. I didn't have to. I chose to hype Chad Boca up for years, and now he's returning the favor. So, Chad, I appreciate you, my friend. Go Centennial. Let's go Patriots.
There you go.
Centennial Patriots.
Back seven. How you feeling about the back seven, and especially the secondary trying to replace all those guys?
Well, I think Sherrod Smith is obviously going to play a big role in the answer to that question by the time we actually get to Oregon here to open up the season. But I think that Rico Washington Jr., the Kennesaw State transfer, he's had some nice moments. I can't remember which player called him out, but even was like, "Nah, man, he's really good. He's like glue out there." I think it was when I was talking to Derek Ganter Jr., who he's another guy that I think that there's plenty of intrigue there after having an All-American season at the FCS level to start his career at Eastern Washington. He played a bunch last year, but didn't necessarily have the amount of playing time that he had at Eastern. But now when you look at how they're shuffling the secondary with guys going out, maybe moving Mickey, they've experimented with him at cornerback. Derek Ganter Jr. is a guy who's going to make a big step this year. I mentioned Kyle Hall, love his size and physicality. There's Arthur DeBocci made some monster hits last year leading up to the season when he was a true freshman at Boise State. I mean, he had some of the biggest hits in fall camp last year.
That's the most viral video we've ever had on Bronco Nation News was him making a one-on-one tackle in practice. Yes.
Well, there you go. Congratulations, Bronco Nation News.
Yes.
So
well, I didn't say how many it got. It was just got the most out of any of the others.
Well,
but yes.
There's still figuring it out. And I think you really want to see them. I really do think that's a position, BJ, where, we saw a lot of growth from Jeremiah Irby and Amarion McCoy throughout their careers. And at the, last year, those guys were really consistent and good. I do think there's going to be a little bit of, you don't know what you have until it's gone there because they're bringing in new guys, younger guys that have to grow and get up to speed at this level. I'm confident they'll get there though. But I mean, the bar is pretty high considering the way that Irby and McCoy played for much of last season.
All right, let's switch to basketball for a few minutes.
Yeah.
You got to get back into football practice. But some news this morning: Lazarick Houston did announce Washington State. He was the D2 guard that we've been telling you about from Central Missouri. 20 points a game as a freshman. Smaller guard, 6 foot, but had a really impressive tape. And I think he would have been a nice get for Boise State. But he announces today, and then the school announces he has signed with Washington State. So Boise State still with one signee, and I know Jay now is an employee at Boise State. You can't really talk specifics on a lot of the guys they're maybe looking at, whatever. But in terms of yesterday's news first, Spencer Aarons announces he's coming back. Interview on Bronco Studios. Go check that out, Jay, with the first interview with Spencer Aarons. He's back in the fold. What do you make of Spencer coming back?
Yeah.
And then right now, I know we're still waiting on an announcement from AG NATO. I'll just say it. I don't know if you can, but I feel pretty good about that one too. Just if he would have entered the portal, you would think he'd probably already be in there by now. I don't know, but just Spencer coming back. Is he a starter? What's his role? And then what do you make so far of just what this team looks like?
I mean, I think you really want Spencer to be a starter next year, right? Like, I think you need him to make that step.
Given right now who you have on the roster. Yes.
Yeah, which – gosh, man, it's just such an interesting time, and it's almost frustrating because we all want to know everything, right? So that we can move forward. And for almost eternity in basketball, up until these last couple of years, we would have known by now, right? We would have the complete roster, but it's still a work in progress. And all I'll say is that, I think it also shows that being very intentional in making sure you build a roster. Like, you don't want too many of the same thing, right? And so whether that be ability, whether that be skill, size, like you need to build the whole roster out, right?
Yeah.
And so I think as you maybe get returners, commitments, sometimes that can change the outlook on, what you were previously considering, I guess, if that makes sense.
Well, I guess right now Bart Torvik has already come out with, and again, all these teams have so many holes, whatever. But right now, guys, they know that are on rosters. Boise State is 80th in Torvik right now.
Really?
Now, a lot of that is because other teams have a lot of holes too and are still ahead of them. But I kind of looked at that and said, "Oh, it's not terrible.
That's not terrible,
given where they're at." But
I'll say this though, with what I would anticipate them adding from here on
other
out,
schools
will
add too, though. I would think.
Okay,
but
true.
yeah,
Good
but
point.
yes.
Good point.
So Peanut Carmichael, Spencer Aarons, 2 starters likely, and then you need 3 guys in the portal. You got one with Damari Wheeler-Thomas. Still need a big guy. Again, there was a report that a JUCO center was on, visiting, and I'll talk more about that once we're done with Jay. But just to not put you in a tough spot, Jay. But they need multiple big guys probably, and then still could use another guard.
I just think you can look at the roster.
2 starters. They still need 2 starters, in my opinion, in the portal.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe NATO ends up being that guy. I don't know. But I still think you need 2 starter caliber players in the portal.
Here's the deal. I think that you're right in that, in the sense that I almost want to say it's 1.5. You certainly need 1. Then you need another guy that really comes in and pushes somebody else, right? Like maybe they feel like they're the starter, and then it's going to make, high tides rise all boats, or whatever the hell that saying is. But I think that you really want to bring in some more competition to make sure that you push everybody. But I think that Damari Wheeler-Thomas is a really exciting guy. I think you're really counting on some player development with, Peanut Carmichael, as well as Spencer Aarons and A.G. Neto. Julian Bowie, for everything that we've heard, was lights out during practice this year. And he made that decision with his father passing that he just had a heavy heart and didn't feel like he was in the right state of mind. So he wanted to step away from the game for a little bit. We talked to him on Bronco Studios the other day. You can go back and watch that interview if you want to. But we heard some things about him in practice, and I mean, Julian's got a great shot, man. Like he's stout and he can let it go. But so that's a guy too that it's like, man, we saw him play as a true freshman, BJ, and then like not much at all this last year, and then he comes back next year. So we get a chance to see him really make potentially a big step. I mean, basically, his step will be from his freshman to his junior year. So there could be a lot of development there that behind closed doors that's happened, and we just haven't really seen.
Somebody in the chat said Boise State and San Diego State not landing anyone in the portal. Meanwhile, Oregon State and Washington State are getting guys. Who would have thought? Now, it is very early, but nice day for Oregon State. They've already gotten Gorey, the Fresno State kid that I liked. They also added the shot blocker, the big man from Grand Canyon that I liked as well. So they added Rasmussen from Idaho as well. Oregon State's got a nice haul in the portal. Washington State now gets Houston, but it's not done. They will add more players, Jay.
Yeah, they will add more players. And again, like it's so hard to like convey this, but again, there are so many moving pieces and parts to a college basketball team right now, whether it be here at Boise State or the team that plays in Lawrence. Like there are so many moving parts. The moment you get a guy to sign,
Kansas has 2 players on the roster right now.
Where are they ranked?
They got 2. Probably 20 or something stupid. Yeah.
Well, but the moment you get a guy to sign, it just changes things. So I just feel like then when you might feel like like perception tells you lost out on a recruiting battle, but if you really look at it, maybe that's not even the case. I don't know. So there's a lot of moving pieces right now, and Boise State starting to line theirs up. You're been fun to
maybe
see.
One guy staying, one guy coming back, one guy they were talking to. All that stuff impacts other guys.
It could.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just because a guy picked somebody else, maybe behind the scenes there was, Boise State didn't up that offer, was fine if he went somewhere else, something like that.
I think it could be anybody. I mean, even like we saw it in a way, even with Drew Fielder last year, where he didn't pick Boise State. And then he went to bed and woke up in the morning and said, you know what? That's where I want to be. Whatever happened, whatever changed, it wasn't enough. I want to go there. So like you just don't know. Like there's more to the story. But it's fun to follow. It can be a little frustrating to follow because, like I said, we'd all love to know the answers, but that's just the nature of this thing. And
game 1, is NATO a starter?
Good question.
I mean, right now you'd have to say yes.
Yeah,
but you'd like to. Nothing against AG, but if you can mean, coaches are always trying to out-recruit players, make the roster better. Again, I've got some names. I won't say it till you leave.
I mean, you got three guys there. That, I mean, DeMar Willa Thomas is obviously the starter.
Yes.
It feels like he would prefer to play the point guard position. And that's where you've really
Bill,
seen
if
him
Neto's
grow.
a starter, we're in trouble. Is the comment.
And then you have like a Julian and AG fighting it out at the 2-guard or some. I mean, you have versatility in your backcourt with those guys because any of them can play the point. You know, so yeah,
they need 2, 3, 4 more additions in the portal though. They have one. I mean, they have a ways to go, and there's a lot of targets out there, guys visiting, whatever. I mean,
but the portal also. I mean,
there's still 1,500 players in the portal.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys still out there.
Yep.
There was a guy, again, a lot of guys. Jay, appreciate you, man. We'll let you get back in there to practice. And then finally the sun's coming out, turning out to a nice day. And then after practice, we're talking to Stu, the center.
Who I'm excited about. I think that kid's going to be awesome, by the way. And then Roman K. Wood as well.
All right. Appreciate it, Jay.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, man. Jay Tust, best in the business. Can't believe anyone pays $100 for a haircut, too. That is crazy. Not surprised, though. Thanks, Jay. Can you mute number 2 while you're down there, too?
For you.
Appreciate Jay for jumping on. Yep, perfect. Appreciate Jay for jumping on. Again, Bronco Studios. Go watch his interview with Spencer Aarons from yesterday. All those other players, too, when these guys are announcing and committing, they're doing interviews with Bronco Studios, and then it's kind of their official announcement. But by the way, Journey is apparently in town tonight at Extra Mile Arena. They're getting set up. I saw one of the Journey trailers come by, so not sure if anyone's going tonight. The my wife and I's wedding song was actually Faithfully by Journey. Don't think we can get childcare. Don't think on a school night my wife's going to want to go to a concert, but Journey. I don't even know if anyone in the original band is still part of it, but they are at Extra Mile Arena tonight. Apparently there are still some tickets available, but Journey, I see all the tractor trailers and all the whatever you call it, living trailers where they're probably hanging out right now. So Journey here at Extra Mile Arena tonight. And I don't know why I mentioned that or said that, but I just looked over and saw another truck come by for Journey. So they're going to be in Extra Mile Arena tonight. A lot going on here on campus, but we'll get into some other names of basketball players. Again, I hope you guys understand, like Jay can give his opinion and do a whole lot, but in terms of like players they're actively recruiting from other schools, now that Jay is technically a employee of Boise State, well, not technically, he is. He's an employee of Boise State. I don't know if he can technically make comments about players in the portal or players from other schools. I don't know what the rules are. Not trying to get Jay in trouble, not trying to get Boise State in trouble. So specific names that are still out there, not going to bring those up with Jay just to cover all of our bases here. But we'll get into some of those names in just a second, who we want to, who you guys want to see Boise State pursue, who we want to talk about here. Happy to do that in just a minute here on Bronco Nation News. But do want to thank a couple of great sponsors that make this show free of charge for you to watch here on YouTube. And that starts out with Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor. They've got an event coming up on Sunday. I'll get you the graphic up here in a second. But on Sunday, they've got an event where they're doing a Shannon, their softball player, NIL, is doing a autograph signing. So you want to go to the softball games this weekend. They're home all weekend, and you can go get an autograph after the softball game on an NIL deal with Lithia Ford of Boise. So apologize, got the wrong graphic up here. That is Kenzie McMillan with soccer, but go on Sunday to the softball game and get some autographs. Sun Cruiser, real iced tea, real vodka, whether it's the tea vodkas, the lemonade vodkas. Try that new blueberry flavor, blueberry lemonade. It is tremendous. Appreciate Sun Cruiser, our studio sponsor. Hey, Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Put in the chat, by the way, who do you want to see Boise State get? How do you rank the targets that are still out there that Boise State is connected to? Go ahead and rank those. What do you want to see Boise State do in the portal basketball-wise? Who's your number one target right now? Who would you like to see them get? And what's a must at this point? But Idaho Central Credit Union, online, ICCU.com. Check out Idaho Central Credit Union. Idaho Central Credit Union, the best mobile e-branch online banking you will ever have. You may think you have a good bank, good mobile banking, good features, but until you make the switch, you don't really know what you're missing. So many great things, and we're so happy. I know Prater, I know a lot of folks have switched and are happy they did as well. So Idaho Central Credit Union online, ICCU.com. Hey, Banana Ball, if you want to go to a Banana Ball either in Eugene, Oregon or here in Boise, 2 body armor products, and you type in your Let's Go Rewards phone number, and that gets you entered to win 2 trips to Banana Ball. Banana Ball, buy one, get one for $1 on the Let's Go Rewards app, and that gets you signed up for 2 trips to Banana Ball. and you can win that, and that would be a lot of fun. If you didn't get the lottery, here's a chance for you to make your kids happy there with Banana Ball from our friends at Jackson's. Hey, Taco Bell, whether it's the breakfast quesadillas, the crunchy chicken cantina taco, all the great options. The menu's changing daily from our friends at Taco Bell. Visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. They've been supporting the community, supporting dumb shows like ours for a long time. So TacoBellWorks.com. We really, truly appreciate it. When you're thinking about that next meal, I don't even like to call it fast food because it's so delicious, and you feel like you're eating a sit-down meal there with some of the new options on the menu. So Taco Bell and a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. Visit it. And again, thanks to the SON Management Group and the Nicolason family. Hey, if you need some basketball gear, football gear, if you're looking for Boise State gear, the Blue and Orange Store has you covered. Online, theblueandorangestore.com. Online, theblueandorangestore.com. You can order anywhere in the world, or just go to the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location where you can get those customized jerseys, or you can go to the OG location there at the Boise Town Square Mall, and that'll get you 14,000 plus hats on the hat wall there and all the other great options. So the Blue and Orange Store, check them out online at theblueandorangestore.com. Again, my name is BJ Rains. This is Bronco Nation News Live. We do this show every morning, 9 a.m. typically when there's football practice. We have to move it to like 10:30, 11. So appreciate you guys for bearing with us here on the random time, but we wanted to get in there and watch an hour or so of practice and then come out here and give you some thoughts on practice and give you everything else that's going on. So we did watch practice, a lot of intensity out there on the football side, and they were going at it hardcore, full pads today. But again, other sports, other news going on, and we did get the Lazarick Houston news, the basketball transfer portal news during practice. Saw the tweet come across that Lazarick Houston has signed with Washington State. So that is a bummer for Boise State fans. There's the graphic if you want to see it. There's Lazarick Houston right there signing with Washington State. I'm not even sure if you can see that in the shadows or not, but he is now Washington State bound. And there's some other players, obviously, now that Boise State is on the hunt for. Ward is one of them that I think should be a big-time Caden Ward. Caden Ward, Cal Poly. He's a 6'6" combo guard. I mean, he's a guy that I think would be interesting. Was getting some high major interest. There was a report a couple days ago that he was going to visit USC and Boise State. Reminds me a lot of Chibuzo Abo, but if you can get Caden Ward from Cal Poly, like 15 points a game at Cal Poly, he's a bigger guard that I think would make some sense, maybe at that 2-guard spot. They've got to find another guard. You know, I know Nathan likes NATO. I know Jay likes NATO, and Julian and Bowie maybe is somebody that we are forgetting a little bit in all of this, but in terms of him sitting out all last year and how good he really is. But for me, if you want to be serious contenders, if you want to be a serious team that, to compete for the NCAA tournament, I think you need another guard. I think you need two new starting guards. I'm not sure NATO's ready to be a starting 2-guard. I think he could play a lot next year. I'm not sure he's ready to start. And so I think you need someone that can score a little better at that 2-guard spot. Now, I know Wheeler Thomas can score at the point guard spot, but I want another scoring guard. That's why Isaiah Harwell, I know it was a pipe dream, but would have been the perfect kind of fit there for the 2 guards. So I think they need to find someone that can score a little more. And don't forget, folks, the guys that we see on Twitter that they're talking to, that's like 20% of all the players they're talking to. I can pretty much promise you that they are talking to 30 guys, not the 3 that you see on Twitter. So there's going to be a signing, probably a guy that we don't even know about. I mean, heck, the JUCO kid from South Dakota, wherever it was, that showed up on campus and nobody knew about. The Stanbach kid, I really like him. I think Stanbach from was it Alabama State? He would be he was a SWAC Defensive Player of the Year, I believe. He would be a great get, I think. 6'9", very athletic, and those are the kind of kids that they need. So a lot of names are still out there. I think they need at least one more guard, and they certainly need big men. I mean, 2 big men probably. I mean, you probably need at least two big men. You need a starting center for sure. You need at least one starting center. You have no starting center on your roster, and you probably need another contributing center. I don't know, if Ethan Lathan is ready to. And again, I kind of speak quietly when I say this because a lot of the players end up walking right by to go work out and come from the gym and stuff. So I don't want to, speak too negatively on anybody and have them standing over my shoulder. But I'm not sure Ethan Lathan is ready to be a 20-minute a guy game. I like him. I think he has good size. I think he has a lot of potential. I'm glad that he's back for Boise State. But I think that you need 2 guys that are ready to play the 4 and 5, and help out a guy like Spencer Aarons, certainly from that standpoint, because I think Aarons is going to be your starting 4. As somebody said, somebody else is waving from over there. I'm not sure who it was, but how's it going? Aaron's is going to be good at the 4. As somebody said, I don't think he comes back if he's not starting, but I do think you need to find another guy that can play the 4, and you certainly need 1 or 2 guys that can play the 5. And so a lot of work to do. We'll see what they end up doing. A lot of work to do on the basketball side. But again, Lazarick Houston, the news of the day, he is signing with Washington State, and we'll track Stan Bach and Ward and some of these other guys here moving forward. Do want to thank a couple more sponsors. Matt Bauscher, number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley, is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Check them out online, BauscherRealEstate.com. We bought and sold our home with Matt and his team. Tremendous customer service and help every step of the way, and we're so happy we're in our dream home thanks to Matt and his team. Didn't think we could make it work, and we did, and that's what Matt Bauscher can do for you. Check them out online, BauscherRealEstate.com. Hey, Signature Roofing, you need a new roof? Let Signature Roofing come tell you how affordable it is, how easy of a process it is. Free estimates, free inspections. They're ready to help you out and come, show you the process, show you what they can do for you. Signature Roofing online, mysignatureroofing.com. Whether you need a full re-roof, whether you just need a repair to a roof, all your roofing needs. Signature Roofing, the official roofing company of Bronco Nation News, and we're happy to help connect you. If you want to reach out to me, I can connect you to Joel directly, the owner, and their staff there. Signature Roofing, again, online, mysignatureroofing.com. You need a fence? I got the company for you as well. Element Fencing, online, elementfencing.com. 25 plus years in the fencing company. Brady and his staff ready to help you build that perfect project from the ground up, whether it's decks, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl, pergolas, decks. They can literally do it all. So if you have that project, now's the time. Element Fencing. And again, if you're on the fence about that fencing project, do it today. elementfencing.com. Ridley's Family Market, shopridleys.com. Shopridleys.com, 13 locations in the state of Idaho, surrounding states. We appreciate Ridley's Family Markets for their support of Bronco Nation News. And you just get that hometown, family-friendly environment and feeling when you walk into a Ridley's. And when you want to go to a grocery store, think local, support local, and that is Ridley's Family Markets. Hey, you got some painting projects you need done? Don't wait any longer. Rowpaint.com, 20% off those winter painting projects if you tell them BNN sent you. And again, interior, exterior painting, concrete coatings, they can do it all, folks. Rowpaint.com. Check them out, rowpaint.com. And Transportation Compliance Service. If you need a new job, how about Transportation Compliance Service? Transportation Compliance Service can help you get into the trucking industry every step of the way, all the paperwork, everything you need done. Transportation Compliance Service can help you out. They're a local company helping out folks all over the world get into the trucking industry. Transportation Compliance Service. Check them out again online, transcomservice.com. So we are talking to a couple football players here in a little bit after practice. And then we're obviously, hey, Max Teams, you got some news for us? What do we got? Oh, just got the cold shoulder from Max Teams there. Come on, Max. He rolled down his window and then didn't want to say anything. But they're working hard. He's heading over for some workouts and things probably. But, again, I know it's a nervous feeling for a lot of you guys. You're seeing other teams in the conference stack up on players. You're seeing other players that are targets for Boise State sign elsewhere. And totally get it. Totally understand it. Probably is not a great feeling at times. But, again, there are still 1,000+ players in the portal. There are still several targets for Boise State out there, and they still have a lot of money to spend. So they will get some guys, and I know it's taking a little longer. You're good. Go ahead. You go walk by. You're fine. I know it's taking longer than some of you would have liked, and the no news sometimes makes people want to freak out and panic, but there's a lot of time left. A lot of the players they want are still out there. It's I get it. It is, you're ready to right now sign these guys. There's Coach Leon Rice driving by. New ride. I like it. Even Coach Rice is is in the building here going. I think they have some workouts with some of the returning players or something. Maybe they have a recruit in town. Who knows? But new ride for Coach Rice over there. Just gave me a thumbs up. Is that news that, is that a sign that maybe they've got another guy coming or something? Thumbs up from Coach Rice there. So I just take a deep breath. I do it with Kansas, my alma mater. Like they have 2 players, and you want to they lost that guy, they lost that guy, they lost that guy. But there's a lot of players still out there, and a lot of guys they want. But with that said, they do need to get going, and they do need to get a couple impact players here because the roster right now is nowhere near close to good enough to compete, in near the upper half of the upper third of the Pac-12. So they know it, and they're going to find some guys, but they certainly need to here in the near future here. But they're working on it. And again, we'll start to get some of that news, I think, here in the near future in terms of what that looks like and who a lot of who a lot of these names and things are. But we'll have you covered at BroncoNationNews.com. We're going to keep doing our best to try to get those names out there for you. Check the message boards at BNN. That's the easiest place to get all that information. The BNN message boards, we're updating that with tidbits. The VIP boards, where a lot of our intel goes, and then the free boards when you see things on Facebook or wherever else, their Twitter, when you see the basic post of a guy having 6 schools that are interested or whatever, we get a lot of that into the boards as well. So stay up to date with the recruiting on the boards. And like I said, talking to a couple football players as well after practice today. So we'll get all that stuff up for you on the BroncoNationNews.com message boards, on the website, on our YouTube channel. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube right now and subscribed already to our BNN YouTube channel. But if not, just hit that subscribe button, hit the like button there down at the bottom of the screen. We'd love to have you join our YouTube channel and that's where we dump all of our interviews and highlights and everything else from practice is the YouTube channel there, Bronco Nation News. Any word on Liam Campbell? Nope, haven't heard about him. There's I do think now some of these guys, was Eric Houston coming off the board, Isaiah Harwell coming off the board. Now it's a numbers game and a money game. They know the money they have, and they can pivot to some other guys on their list. So maybe a guy like Liam Campbell comes back in the picture here. I don't know. We'll see. So hopefully today get some more information on some of that. And like I said, we'll continue to track all that and monitor it for you guys at BroncoNationNews.com. So going to go talk to those football players. Going to keep working on basketball stuff. And again, we'll have you covered at BroncoNationNews.com. The Sun Cruiser Studios, get that blueberry lemonade, all the great flavors from Sun Cruiser. And, of course, Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor. Jim Sturk and Company, Lithia Ford of Boise. If you're looking for that new or pre-owned vehicle, they've got the NIL deals with Matt Wagner and Roger Carrion and a lot of players. So, hey, Lithia Ford of Boise, LithiaFordBoise.com. We appreciate Jim Sturk and Company, and you need to go check them out for that next pre-owned or new vehicle. Think no further, Lithia Ford of Boise. And like I tell you to do with all of our sponsors, tell them you heard about it on BNN. You may not think it's a big deal, but it really is. If you use Matt Bauscher, if you use Jim Sturk, even if you just go look at a car, say, hey, I heard BJ Rains talking about it on BNN. Or if you go to the Blue and Orange store to get some gear, like, please do mention that. Ask for the owner, ask for the manager, and do let them know. Just, hey, just wanted to tell you real quick, like, appreciate you sponsoring BNN. That's why I'm here. That does go a long way to keeping these shows free. I mean, we never want to have to make these YouTube shows kind of go behind the paywall, and we want to keep these shows at least free of charge for those of you that can't afford a paid subscription. And so the only way to do that is to support our sponsors. Get your gas and your snacks at Jackson's. Go to Taco Bell, support all of our sponsors, and if you do that, then we can hopefully, keep these shows free of charge and continue to bring you coverage that you're really not getting anywhere else. I mean, watching football practice and then coming out and doing a 50-minute live show here, so on campus. So there's AJ Few walking by as well. So a lot of members of the basketball staff around, other sports and folks here. We're kind of on the corner of the athletic department portion of campus here. There's Tim Duryea, Alexis Williams actually walking out of the office. So must have some either staff meetings or workouts and things over at the facility, maybe some recruits. Who knows? We'll see what kind of information we can get. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking out the show. Again, BroncoNationNews.com. Both Chris and Nathan have articles going up today. We'll have plenty of content, and appreciate you guys for your support of BNN and for telling your friends and for helping us out here. So BroncoNationNews.com. Subscribe, 60% off, by the way. Yes, that deal is still going, 60% off. It's like $5 a month. I appreciate those of you that have jumped in. Hopefully others of you that have thought about it finally will. 60% off, one of our best offers for the spring portal season here at BroncoNationNews.com. And that gets you a full year all the way through football season, all the way through basketball season next year. So if you're on the, thinking about it, not sure, now is the perfect time to subscribe at BroncoNationNews.com. Help us out. Help pay for our equipment, help pay for these live shows, help pay for all the staff that we're adding and all the shows that we can do. And in addition to that, you're getting, what we think is the best Boise State coverage out there on a daily basis. So thank you. Have a great day, everybody. We'll go get those football interviews and get them posted to the YouTube channel this afternoon, and plenty of coverage to come throughout the day. As I said, multiple stories going up. We'll track the basketball, portal news, football, spring practice. You know where to find it all. It's Bronco Nation News, presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise. Again, in the Sun Cruiser Studios, BroncoNationNews.com.